All right, guys, we are back out here on the lake this morning, and it is quite cold out here. It's probably like 40 degrees. It's just kind of like that wet, just kind of humid cold. It just makes it just feel really cold. We also have a pretty stiff wind blowing in over here into my face, so it's chilly, but we're hoping to get on some fish. I'm all bundled up. I've got the new little fish tech or some sort of pullover from Waterland. I'll leave it linked down in the description. The thing is super warm, and I've got it, of course, protected with this Fish Dry little pullover from 6 Sense Fishing. I'm bundled up. I should be all right as long as I don't fall in and get wet, but we're gonna try to catch some fish, and if we start hooking into some, it should really warm us up. So toss it out there. Gear is pretty much standard from what you've been seeing, just ACC Crappie Sticks rod, got 1,000 size reel, 10-pound braid, 8-pound leader, and we're jigging a jig underneath the bobber. Oh, bite, fish, first cast, baby. Pretty good one too. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look in here. He's flying fish. All right, there we go. One cast, one fish. A solid black crappie, probably like 10.5 inches long. Send him back. Not sure if we're gonna keep any this morning or not. We'll just kind of see how it goes. But that's awesome. Get back in there so we can get another one. There he is. That bobber went down so fast. That's a bigger fish. Oh yeah, oh my gosh. He's a good one. Oh, not much bigger, but he is bigger, he's thicker. Beautiful. Hard to beat, catch some slabs out here on a cold morning. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Maybe we'll get into some big white crappie too. That's two. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Dang, that was one of those where, like, that kind of hurts a little bit because I know that one was probably a big one. You can just tell when the way the bobber pops when they pull it down how big they're gonna be. Oh my gosh. His mouth was probably so big I couldn't even get the hook in it. Oh my gosh. They're going insane right there all of a sudden. Boom. Nice. I really wish there was a way that I could actually see, like visually see the school of fish down there, because it's just so hard for me to like really even visualize these fish sitting in this shallow of water like that grouped up. I mean, there's another one. It's only like 2.5 feet deep where I'm casting at. And it's loaded. It is loaded. I love it. I love it because I checked this spot yesterday and I fished it, didn't catch anything. Like, didn't even get a single bite. And then I came back like later in the afternoon and I caught a couple and I was like, huh, okay, there's a couple here maybe. I'll come back the next morning, which is present time. And man, they're just stacked up. It's just crazy how quickly these fish can move around. Like, a lot of times you think about crappie being kind of just like a stagnant kind of species, kind of sits around, just chills in one area for a long time. But these fish out here, they just roam. They are on the hunt, you know, just really, they're kind of like any other predator fish, you know, game fish. They're really just trying to, you know, stock up on as many calories as they can before it gets really cold here in the winter. So they're just gorging themselves on little golden shiners and small shad. That was a big shad. And, you know, just fattening up. And I really noticed the transition in these fish. Like, from when I first started catching them here this fall, they were a little bit more lean, but now they're just getting super thick across the back, and their tummies are all full of bait. That took long enough to get that one rigged up. There's the bait of choice today. That's just a little Bobby Garland, just pretty much just a white colored jig. This baby shad has that little straight pintail, just kind of quivers down there, and I've got it on a 32nd ounce orange jig head, as always. There hasn't been very many conditions or scenarios where I've found that they didn't like an orange jig head. I've used it in crystal clear water, muddy water, slightly stained water like we have today, sunny conditions, cloudy conditions. I just have so much confidence in an orange jig head. So if you're new to crappie fishing and that's something that you're struggling with, I'd say go bright orange or go bright pink. They're pretty much the same thing. And they get the slabs. I think just give them something to hone in on. Like they'll see that thing like, what is that bright orange thing? And I'm not really even sure how crappie perceive color. So I just know that it works. Got a pretty good little setup right here. I've got my kayak tied up to this old kind of just dying button bush right here, kind of keeping me locked down in position. The wind is, like I said, it's really blowing. Hopefully it's not blowing into the microphones too bad. It's blowing, it's a headwind, so it shouldn't be affecting y'all too much as it's affecting me. But I'm still kind of spinning. I might need to pull it a little bit tighter because I don't really like how I'm spinning like this. I'm not able to make that good cast where they're sitting at. I want to be right here. I bet we catch one on this cast. Just had to let it marinate a little bit. I'm slowly kind of dialing in the presentation they want. You know, they like it varied at times, especially when you're presenting, you know, the same lure to the same school of fish over and over again. That time I just kind of let it marinate. We got ourselves another good slab, another good like 10.5 incher. They've all been keeper size, which is nice. I mean, this bait here has got so much action. Just when it's just sitting there, that tail is just quivering. And that's honestly the most natural thing, is just let it hover, just let it sit there and not impart too much action. Like whenever I'm giving it rod twitches, the bait's just going up, up, and then just kind of gliding down. Just super subtle. I think that's what the crappie really like. Gosh dang, dude. I mean, they are just obliterated. This one's going the other way. That might be our biggest so far, guys. Oh my goodness. Don't fall on. Oh. I mean, you see us, guys. We're blowing everywhere. I don't think he's our biggest. He's actually been caught before. There's a hole right there. I might have caught him some other time. Came to play again. Another good solid black crappie. Still looking for a white crappie. We ain't caught no white crappie yet. I want to find one of those big old jokers. That was a good cast. Oh, yeah, baby. Another good one. They feel so good on these ACC rods. They're listed as like a medium power, but they honestly fish more like a medium light. Oh, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Come here. Come here. Hold that thought. We got a big white crappie. Ow. It's the biggest one we got. Oh. Dang, did we speak that into existence or what? There's our biggest fish so far in this little session. Big old white crappie. Look how big his mouth is. White crappie got bigger mouths than black crappie, but you can see the kind of lateral bars. Well, they're more vertical than they are speckled. It's a beautiful specimen. Big old juicy white crappie. Again, would be some excellent table fare, but I don't have time to string these boys up right now. I just want to catch them while they're biting. The other day I was kind of messing around and putting fish on stringer, and it kind of like killed the school. They just kind of quit biting on me. So we don't want that. We just want to catch them. It's like I've already said, we've got a ton of fish. Got a lot of fresh fish that I've vacuum sealed. I've got all this fish that I've been kind of accumulating to give to family members for Christmas, just for the holidays. They always seem to love that. So we're good on fish at the moment. Also, guys, y'all can probably tell a little bit in my voice. I'm a little stuffy, a little bit under the weather. You know, most people would say you should be at home resting on the couch, just chilling, drinking some hot cocoa, staying warm, but that does not cure me. That does not make me feel better. That makes me feel absolutely worse. I'm sure a lot of y'all can agree with that. The best thing to do is just to be out here on the water and get knots in your fishing line. Dang it. Fishing is the ultimate medicine. Okay, we gotta get a new jig. Those fish tore it up. That last fish I just messed me up. I think we're good to go again. The keeper on my jig head actually just fell off, which is okay. It'll be all right. I've been pounding fish on it for a while, and I kind of bent it with my pliers, kind of weakened it. So I was kind of expecting it to fall off at some point. But luckily, it shouldn't really mess up what we're doing. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I didn't even see. I was looking at my phone. I felt my line getting tight. Oh, it's a big one. They're all big. They're all big old crappie today. He's so good. Literally was looking at my phone. Jay just texted me. And I think we're actually gonna be going fishing here in a little bit, so that's exciting. But I felt my line getting tight. So that kind of clues me in on the retrieve again. Just kind of let that bait marinate. Let it just kind of swim around down there. Just drift. Let the fish come to it and suck it in. Other one. Another white crappie. Oh. Yes. So I don't know how many we caught. I feel like our ratio is like 10 black crappie to 1 white crappie right now. Maybe a little bit less, but it's another good one. They're just so pretty. I'm not sure which species I like more. Let me know. Let me know. Let's make a poll. Which crappie species is your favorite? Do y'all prefer the black crappie or the white crappie? I'm pretty positive they both taste the exact same. There he is. Every time I land in that spot, I get smoked. I get drilled. Get up here, you little rat. How many is that? I need a crappie counter. It's gotta be like 15, right? Maybe not, at least 10. I'll show you the kind of the area I'm fishing here in just a second. I just don't want to turn the camera into the wind right now. I'm telling you, it's ripping. It's, oh my gosh, it's awful. But there's a tree, a big cypress tree. There's like a fallen down log, and then there's a grass mat. It's kind of making this little pocket of kind of calm water. It's like a current break almost. And I feel like these fish are just kind of setting up in it because there's a lot of water coming past us right here, and it's just a great spot for them to kind of sit and kind of wait for bait fish to kind of nestle up in there. And then of course they have the big cover that they can just relate to while they're kind of waiting to ambush. So I think it's a great spot for these conditions right now. I mean, obviously it is. And I'm not lying, I really haven't caught that many fish here in this particular spot recently. So, just kind of goes to show you got to fish the conditions. That was another money cast too. But surely we're going to run out of fish here in a second, right? They can't be that stacked. Another good one. Decent one, decently medium. I started talking about the white crappie and they just started showing up, didn't they? It was like exclusive black crappie, and then like 3 of our last 4 fish have been black crappie, or white crappie. It's beautiful. You love to see it. I don't even understand what's going on right now, guys. This is nuts. This is just nuts. Another one. And I'm not lying whenever I say this. I mean, this area can really be feast or famine. A lot of time it's famine, but today we are feasting on these boys. Oh my gosh. This, I think, is our biggest. He's running all over the place. I do not want to lose this one. This is a big old beefy boy. Oh gosh. Look at the slabs on that one. That is a chunky white crappie. All we had to do is talk bad about him first time. We weren't really talking bad about him. We were just kind of just questioning, you know, what they were doing. And they've shown up. That's a big old white crappie. I think that's our biggest one so far. I just want to know why we can't get like no big old 2-pound slab out of here. And why is that so hard? I'd give up a few of these fish for a 2-pounder. I don't know, this is just wild. Another big old thick boy. I think this wind's just blowing them right in here to me. Like I said, it's a perfect little kind of current break, and they're just look how wide that one is. I mean, that looks like a dinner plate. It's so thick. Like, if there was one out of this bunch to keep, that would be him right there. That thing was thick. Oh, awful cast. Oh, it's a bird. Get out of here, bird. Yeah, baby. Had to do the old marinate with the phone trick. We had a couple of grebes swim up in there, which is good and bad. I think I've said this before. They're good black crappie. The grebes kind of let you know that the bait is in the area. The grebes, they're not going to try to eat these crappie. The grebes are just too small. Some of these crappie are bigger than those birds, but they'll swim around through there, and I think they do kind of disturb the area a little bit. But as long as it's not cormorants, because the cormorants will dive up in there right in front of you and eat your fish that you're trying to catch. You're like, what are you doing, bird? Get out of here. But the grebes, I like to see the grebes in my fishing area because they're eating the little shiners and shad that these big old slabs are eating. And I don't think these crappie are scared of them too much. That's another big one. I don't think I've caught a single non-keeper yet. Oh gosh, another big old white crappie. The white crappie are dwarfing these black crappie. Yes. Dude, these white crappie are just, I mean, he's really not that thick. He's just kind of long, but they're just big. Like another 12-incher. It's crazy. He needed to eat some shiners. He was kind of thin. Oh gosh. That one came off the big tree. Oh, and he came off my jig too. No, gosh. I'm not losing very many today, which is good, but that kind of sucked. Dang. Oh, yep. Just had to get back into the juice spot. This doesn't feel as big though. Is he? Oh yeah, he's big. No. No. Oh, what's happening? What's wrong with my hook? Don't see anything wrong with my hook. That was my fault. That was our biggest black crappie. Redemption. Okay, this one feels big too, so let's not lose this guy. Oh gosh, he's pulling. Oh, it's a whale. Big old black crappie. This will make me feel better if I can land him. Yeah, baby. That right there will make you feel better after losing a big one. The one I dumped just a second ago was that big, but look how thick his back is. Y'all see that? He's like 2 inches thick. Oh my goodness, what a nice fish. It's so beautiful. That's a good one. Big old nasty. Woohoo. Another good white crappie. And it's been a long time. This is not a 3-pounder, but it's a 1-pounder, maybe. Ooh, close to a pound. I'll take that. It's still cold, but I'll take a little sunshine. It might mess the bite up though. Hard to say. Even though I was kind of complaining about it being kind of cold and windy earlier, like these are the conditions you want to be out on the lake fishing regardless of what species you're targeting. Is this even a crappie? Oh, big old yellow bass. There we go, something new. There. That's a clean looking yellow bass. And that's perfect. Those eat pretty good too. But what I found is, you know, just over time, like if I go back and look at all of my best fishing days I've ever had, most of them consist of me being cold and miserable in the wintertime. Or even in the summertime, you know, just rainy, just cloudy, just kind of gloomy. That's when the fish seem to bite the best. I mean, if this continues for the next little bit, we're gonna have released a whole limit of big old slab crappie. Here's another good one. He might be big. Ooh, yeah. Another big white crappie. Oh, look how lean he is. I mean, all the white crappie look like this, it seems like. They're not as thick. You can see they're not as thick, but they're just long, just big bodied. Look at the swirl. He isn't fighting. Okay, now we're catching more white crappie than black crappie. I kind of want one of those big old thick black crappie again. Be another really good keeper. Another one. Spit it out. Don't do that, buddy. There's another big one. Stay on there, big dude. Stay on there. Oh my gosh, another big old white crappie. Oh, I'll throw my phone in the water. Look at that one. I thought he was a little bit bigger, but he's still big. They're all like the exact same size. All these white crappie are pretty much clones. I think another 12-incher. Just big. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Gosh dang. It's another big one, guys. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that. Another just big old fish. Big black crappie. He's kind of got some yellow to him. He's kind of a yellow fellow. Look at that. Again, just so thick in the back. Say bye. We got another swimmer. He's a swimmer. Come here. Oh. It's kind of crazy that these look small compared to the ones we've been catching, but these are still keepers. I can let more light out. I'm reeling up a little bit too much line before I flip them, and then I'm getting kind of caught up in it. Man, he got jacked. There we go. Another nice keeper white crappie. Going back into the drink. We're gonna keep after it. I'm gonna keep fishing this one spot until they stop. Because I might not catch them like this ever again. You never know. This is absolutely the best that I've caught them in a long time. I mean, just the quality, the like rapidness of catching them. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm getting bit. I mean, pretty much every cast. There's definitely a sweet spot that I'm trying to hit. Like if I hit the sweet spot, I mean, it's pretty much automatic. But even if it's not there, you just kind of just working it. If I can be patient enough to work it, I still get bit. Like right there, I'm in the sweet spot. I'm assuming I'll get bit here in just a second. I think it kind of has slowed down a little bit overall. I mean, you would expect that. I mean, surely I've caught over 30 at this point in this spot. But it's a big old lake and more fish can swim in here. And since we've been releasing them all, we could definitely catch them all again. I haven't noticed any of these fish with multiple holes in their mouths, really. I think I caught one that had another hole. Are they gonna slow down on me now after talking about it? I need to start talking more about 2 pound crappie. I think that'll help us out. I just put a new bait on, and the tip of the tail has kind of broke off a little bit. And I feel like that the very tippy tip of the tail is kind of important because it provides that little bit of action. But we got ourselves another big one, so it don't really matter. It don't matter. I'm just tripping myself out. Oh my gosh, I lost it. What is going on? Why am I losing those bigger ones? I was pulling too hard. I get too excited. Pulling too hard. That was another big one. Jeez, redemption. At least it's not like we're getting 5 bites an hour and then we lose a big one like that. Because I've had a lot of days like that too, where I'm only getting 4 or 5 bites an hour, lose the big fish, and that's kind of it. We're getting plenty of bites today. Bites for everybody. I'm still cold though. But it don't matter. That's another big one. He's breaching. He's like a beluga. Oh, big black crappie. Dude's thick. Okay, that's another big one. I'm gonna quit being a dummy. Okay, I've just been sitting here thinking about it. I'm kind of being a dummy. I need to be keeping some of these fish. So I'm gonna let this one go. I was kind of being reluctant to keep anything because I didn't really have a good way to string them. But I've got this anchor. So what I'm gonna start doing is I'm going to start stringing them up to my anchor rope. Get a few on here, at least 5 or 6 of these good ones. These next 5 or 6 keepers going on. We can't just sit out here and slay all these fish. We gotta help control the crappie population out here. Seems like there's too many of them. I'm obviously just messing around, but there's our first. Oh my goodness! Look at this slide. That's what we want. That is what we want. All right, there's a solid 12-inch or so white crappie we are going to string up. Got this big old thick anchor rope, so we can only put the big ones on here. Go under there. And I know that's what y'all want to see. Y'all don't want to see me throw all these fish back. Y'all get mad at me. I can't have y'all mad at me for that. gotta be another keeper. I am like maximizing the life out of these jigs. Oh, big old black crappie. Yes, I was hoping we'd get a couple more of these big old black crappie to throw on the stringer. Watch, these fish will probably just stop biting altogether now. I'm starting to put some on here. Again, kind of like the last one. Definitely solid. I might keep the next one like that. That's a great size to keep and eat. There we go. It's really kind of slowed down, which is to be expected. But it's happening at an unfortunate time where I'm trying to get a few keepers now. I should have kept some earlier. Again, I'm gonna throw this one back because it's a little small. But I'm still really confident that we're gonna be able to get a couple more good ones, even if we have to move spots. But I don't really want to. I'm cozy right here. I feel like I've made myself at home in this spot. And I can just sit and wait them out. Maybe another group will swim through and get excited. I definitely think that we were here at the right. I think we were definitely here in the right place at the right time, though, because they definitely went crazy, and that they might still be going crazy. Oh my gosh, is that a bass? It's a crappie. It's always a good thing when you're questioning if your crappie's a bass or not. That means it's got a big old mouth and that it's big. All right, well, I'm an idiot. You know, every time I start talking about something, the opposite happens. Like, I'll say it's slowing down, it'll pick up, or I'll say I need to catch some white crappie aren't biting, then I'll start catching white crappie. It's crazy, but there's our third good keeper to go on our anchor line. I could probably use these fish as an anchor at this point. How big they are. Yep. Oh yeah, he's on there. He popped it and pulled it down. He popped it and swam up. I saw a bobber go bonk. What are you? Oh, he's bigger than I thought he was. Jeez. Slab daddy. Slab daddy. This log that I'm throwing at, it's kind of like, I gotta be careful and not cast too far and get stuck on the log, because if I get stuck on the log, well, I'm breaking off my stuff and I'm not going over there. I'm gonna spook these fish. That one was a little bit of a freakier cast. Got a little bit too close. Fish ate it though. I mean, if I can land, within a foot of it, I think I can get bit like that pretty instantly every time. Where are we at now? I think we caught 50? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm cold. I'm sniffly. My hands are really cold. Y'all know how it is. Y'all get out in the cold and the wind, it's just tough. I mean, luckily it's not like freezing, it's not really in the 30s. It's probably 40, it's probably 42, 43 right now. So not just awful, but it's just that wet, cold, and then the wind. But you really can't complain. I can't complain because the fishing is just so good. I just want to keep saying that as a reminder, like, just because the weather conditions aren't favorable doesn't mean that you should stay home if you have the opportunity to go fishing. Like, if it's a Saturday, that's your day to go fishing, but it's cold and nasty, you need to get out there and go rip some slabs, just like this. I don't know if it'd be just like this because this is crazy. Like, this doesn't happen like this all the time. I think we all know that. But go catch some slabs. This is a really good day. Oh gosh. That was a good bite. I don't know how big he is yet. He's decent. He's kind of running at me. Kind of slowed it back down. Decent. He's a keeper. I think we're gonna keep the all similar size class fish on there though, like those 11, 3/4, 12 and a half size fish going on the stringer. But we're gonna ride this out a little bit longer right here. Get these big old fat slabs. They're still here, you just gotta fish them a little bit slower. That's another big one. Just gotta fish them just a little bit slower. Big old fat slab. Another keeper going on the string. I didn't necessarily want to go home and clean a bunch of crappie today. It's kind of what we started off on the catch and release, but I mean, they just want to go home with me, and I can definitely take some time today to clean a few of these fish with as good a quality as we're on. Another nice little white crappie. Oh gosh, it's a good one. Another beauty. Beautiful white crappie. Thread him on there. He's probably our smallest of the bunch, but that's okay. He's a nice one. I think they turned back on again. Can you tell I'm having fun? It's a baby white crappie. Little baby white crappie. Oh gosh, I might have messed up. I cast it in the tree. I'm surprised it's the first time I've done that today, to be completely honest with y'all. I would have thought I would have done cast it in the tree a good several times. Ooh, big. Big, big, big. Another big slabby daddy white crappie. I think we got a big daddy again. We do. That's another big one. I think he's going on the string if we get him in. Oh yeah, big old white crappie. Oh yeah. Ah, kind of me flinching a little bit. Another big old white crappie. It might be, I don't know if he's our biggest white crappie, but he's a big one. He's a runner and a puller. Oh gosh, another big old white crappie. Oh gosh, stay on there. Stay on there. Oh my gosh. Wow, I think we have a new leader in the biggest fish of the day department. That is a big one. That's a really big one. He's not super fat, but he's big bodied. That's probably, I don't know, 13 and a half maybe inches long. He's not a 2-pounder, but he's big. I don't know, I need a measuring ruler in here so I can be a little bit more accurate with that, but he's going on the string for sure, for sure. almost out of room on my stringer already. Well guys, I think it has finally happened. I think we caught all the fish in the lake. No, but seriously guys, we have been sitting here for like the last 2 hours just absolutely demolishing these big slab crappie. I cannot believe the bite that we've been on. This is the best bite that I've been on in a long time, if not ever. Just when you take into consideration, you know, like I said, the rapidness we were catching the fish and then this overall size quality. I mean, I don't even know, we caught a couple of limits, I do think. I don't know how many fish catches I'm going to include in this video or how long it's going to be. I just don't know, but all I do know is that this was an amazing outing, and I haven't had a bite in 10 minutes, which, you know, doesn't seem like that long. But considering I've been getting bit like every cast, every other cast, I think that it is definitely slowed down to a point where we can definitely call it for now, at least for this video. Like I mentioned earlier, I think Jay is going to accompany me out here this afternoon for an afternoon session. Maybe we'll get on some more fish. I would hope so, with as many as we caught this morning, that we'll be able to catch some more. But if not, we definitely got a bunch this morning, and we've got some nice ones here on the stringer. I don't know how I can show y'all. Let me try to figure out how I can, well, I'll figure it out here in a minute. The way they're situated to the kayak, it's like impossible for me to pull them up and show y'all. But anyways, that is going to do it for today's episode. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to this one. Hopefully we'll be able to get on some more fish like this again really soon. Hopefully y'all found this entertaining and not super monotonous and boring. And this definitely wasn't boring for me. And I hope that it ultimately really just inspires y'all to get out on your favorite body of water, no matter how tough the conditions are, and try to rip on some slabs, because it definitely beats, you know, sitting at home on the couch watching, you know, a guy like me catching them on the TV. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. If y'all enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we will see ya on the next fishing adventure. Bye guys.